Welcome back to our channel. Today we will explore Mystic, Connecticut. Mystic is a charming seaside village known for its maritime heritage, historic charm, and New England coastal beauty. It's famous for the Mystic Seaport Museum, showcasing historic ships and a recreated 19th century seafaring village. The Mystic Seaport Museum in Mystic, Connecticut, is the largest maritime museum in the United States and a major attraction for anyone interested in seafaring history. Spread across nearly 20 acres along the Mystic River, it recreates a 19th century coastal village, complete with historic buildings, working shipyards, and costumed interpreters. As we walked upstairs, you could witness the L.A. Dunton is one of the most iconic vessels at the Mystic Seaport Museum in Mystic, Connecticut. Built in 1921 in Essex, Massachusetts, she is a two-masted wooden fishing schooner, once part of the famous Gloucester fishing fleet. Schooners like the Dunton were the backbone of New England's fishing industry in the early 20th century, sailing out to the North Atlantic to catch cod and halibut. Today, the L.A. Dunton is preserved at Mystic Seaport as a National Historic Landmark. Visitors can walk her decks to get a sense of what life was like for fishermen who worked long, harsh voyages at sea. The 1841 whale ship Charles W. Morgan, 106 feet of oak and iron that looks like it's holding its breath. You can run your hands along the rail, duck into the forecastle where 35 guys slept stacked like spoons, and still smell the pine tar. The third-generation sailor, voiced like Doc Rope, said she once hauled 1,800 barrels of whale oil, enough to keep New York City's lamps glowing for a year. He let me haul on a line to raise a practice sail. 30 seconds in, my arms were jelly. A green hand in 1841, 8 hours a day, 6 days a week, for years. The staff aren't cast members, they're just dressed for work. Ellie at the chandlery handed me a broom, no velvet rope, no script, just blocks dusty, mind helping? So I swept. She mixed varnish and caulk. Chandlers, turns out, made everything a ship needed except sails, tar, paint, rope, and the molasses you drizzled over teeth-breaking hardtack to call it breakfast. 5 minutes, 1 blister, 1 free lesson. Not bad. Stepping into the Thompson exhibition building at Mystic Seaport Museum feels like entering a space where the sea itself has shaped the architecture. The soaring wooden beams curve overhead like the ribs of a great ship, while wide glass walls invite in shifting light from the river, giving the galleries an airy, open quality. The atmosphere is both grand and serene, a sense of quiet awe as you walk across smooth floors that echo faintly, the hum of visitors softened by the vastness of the hall. Temporary exhibitions unfold in spacious galleries, their stories amplified by the building's sense of scale and light. Would you like me to also contrast the modern feel of Thompson with the historic, 19th century village area of the museum, to show how they complement each other? The Thompson Exhibition Building at Mystic Seaport Museum is the museum's newest and most modern structure, designed to host large-scale, changing exhibitions. Opened in 2016, it stands out with its striking, contemporary design inspired by the curves of a ship's hull and the waves of the sea. Blending modern architecture with the seaport's historic charm, the Thompson Exhibition Building serves as a bridge between Mystic's maritime past and its present role as a center for learning, culture, and innovation. Mystic Pizza, the iconic little pizzeria in downtown Mystic, Connecticut, immortalized by the 1988 film of the same name. The restaurant's cinematic moment came when screenwriter Amy Holden Jones, Summertime in Mystic, was inspired to set her coming-of-age story here. The film Mystic Pizza, starring Julia Roberts, forever sealed the pizzeria's cultural legacy. After the film premiered in 1988, Mystic Pizza became a magnet for fans. Lines formed down the sidewalk, matchbooks and menus flew off the counters, and even a second location, Mystic Pizza 2 in North Stonington, was open to meet demand. Mystic Pizza is more than just a pizzeria, it's a cultural touchstone, a cozy gathering place, and a piece of cinematic history. The pizza, or simply to say you've experienced a slice of heaven, it remains a must-visit spot in Mystic. As we walking down Main Street in Mystic, Connecticut feels like stepping into a classic New England postcard. You start at the edge of the Mystic River, where the steel arms of the Bascule drawbridge stretch overhead. When the bells ring and the bridge begins to rise, you pause with everyone else, watching boats glide beneath, their masts framed by the clapboard storefronts that line the street. Crossing over, you enter the heart of downtown. The sidewalks are lively but never rushed. Flower boxes spill color beneath old-fashioned street lamps, and shop windows gleam with everything from nautical antiques and handmade jewelry to quirky gifts and local art. The scent of fresh pizza and buttered lobster rolls drifts from corner restaurants, mingling with the sweet notes of homemade fudge and ice cream shops. Every few steps, something tugs your attention, a chalkboard outside a cafe, a fiddler playing a jaunty tune, the glimmer of the river that peeks through side streets. Families wander with shopping bags, couples linger at outdoor tables, and locals greet each other as if time here moves a little slower. As evening falls, the storefronts glow warmly, their lights reflecting on the river. The air carries a mix of saltwater and wood smoke, and Main Street feels like both a living village and a seaside stage, where everyone, visitor or local, becomes part of Mystic's timeless rhythm. The Mystic River Bascule Bridge is the defining landmark of downtown Mystic, Connecticut. Built in 1922, it is a bascule bridge, meaning it lifts on a counterweight system to allow boats and ships to pass through the narrow channel of the Mystic River. It spans about 218 feet, linking the two halves of Main Street and serving as both a vital crossing and a piece of living history. At night, the bridge is lit softly, reflecting on the river below, making it as much a scenic centerpiece as a functional one. Another local favorite is Mystic Drawbridge ice cream. We stopped in to cool off with a sweet treat, and the place was buzzing with a long line of eager visitors. The wait was worth it, though. The highlight of our visit was indulging in a rich hot fudge sundae, the perfect reward on a busy day in Mystic. As the sun sank and the masts turned gold, I thought back to how I'd arrived ready to dismiss Mystic as overrated. Mystic Seaport isn't just America's top maritime museum. It's a living town where the 1800s never quite ended. If history class had looked like this, no one would have slept through it. You could spend weeks here and still miss details, like the brass plaque. But give Main Street a single, deliberate day. Start with a croissant, end with fiddle notes dancing off the water. See you back on the drawbridge next summer. If this video shifted your perspective, or confirmed your hopes, hit like, and if you want more journeys where the wind, sweat, and stories are still real, subscribe and ring the bell. I've got more voyages planned than a 19th century whaling captain, and you're welcome aboard.